welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing, swatching, and telling you guys what I think about the new collab that Anastasia and Nicole came out with. It is a collaboration that I knew that no matter what color the highlighters inside were, I was gonna have to get my hands on it. I didn't care if it was like pink, green, black, whatever the hell it was, I was going to get it because I have to support Nicole. And that is because thanks to her, I actually learned about highlighting myself. She's taught me so much. She is an OG on YouTube. She's been around for ages. A little bit of history of why this palette was a must-have for me. So the fact that Nicole taught me so much and I've learned so much from her is only one of the reasons I had to get my hands on this palette. But the other reason is because I remember Nicole doing a tutorial one time and she pulls out this highlighter and starts putting it on her eyes and then she put it on her cheekbones. And I was just intrigued and amazed and blown away. And the highlighter is actually right here and I want to show it to you guys because I find it pretty funny and ironic that I still have it. It's no longer available, sadly. You might be able to find it like on Amazon or eBay or something like that. I do have a brand new backup because I love this little guy. I've mentioned it throughout the years. It's a Revlon Color Stain Mineral Powder or something like that, and this is it right here. If you guys have been around my channel for a hot minute, you guys have seen this baby been used left and right and abused like crazy. So it's a beautiful pinky pearly color. It's actually really pigmented, and I loved to pop this on my lids and just went about my day every single day. You guys can see right there, that's the pan. There's maybe like a little itty bitty layer. You can actually see the dents of where it's gonna be gone soon, but this guy is beautiful. So after Nicole used this, I bought it, I became obsessed with it, and the rest is history. I actually became so obsessed with highlighters that I decided 2 years ago to create my own highlighters. Shameless plug, but hey, I'm just gonna mention it. That's what's on my cheeks right now, and I'm actually wearing it on my lids. I have a palette that will be out probably this summer, but that alone tells you how much I love highlighters. I became obsessed. Like, highlighters are the product that I own the most of, will spend the most money on, and I just love them. I mean, you have to use them right or they could look a little crazy. So I just wanted to share that little history of why, you know, I had to support Nicole, you know, with her palette. So her and Anastasia decided to come out with this gorgeous little palette right here. And I know that my ring light and my bright ass window is going to wash this out. But it's a beautiful muted pink, and it has little itty bitty like silver things of sparkle all over the sleeve and on the palette. Typical Anastasia, you know, it's like holographic, you know, for the names and all that stuff right here. It says Glow Kit, Nicole Guerriero Glow Kit. It is beautiful. I absolutely love the packaging of it. I feel like the color is appropriate. It's just gorgeous. So when you take out the sleeve and the palette actually have the same thing on the back and the front, as you guys can see. So if you toss your sleeve, you still have your ingredients and the amount of product in the back of the palette. I will be honest with you, when I first saw the palette swatches online, I said, oh my God, those colors are going to be too bright for me. The bronzy ones looked a little too deep for me, and you have to be careful because if highlighters are pigmented and you're very fair, it will leave you looking muddy or dirty. Well, when I got the palette and I actually looked at the shades, they didn't look that intimidating, and then when I swatched them, I saw that they were going to be a little workable. I just had to take them with a light hand. So as you guys can see, she has 6 shades, and we start off with Kitty Cat, Forever Young, Daydream, and then we have Forever Lit, Glow Getter, and 143. Nicole always puts 143 at the end of her videos or at the bottom in her description box. People are always asking, what does 143 mean? And it means I love you. Back in the day, if you were around when pagers were, you know, the thing, 143 meant I love you. Is like I is 1, love is 4, and then you is 3 letters. So just in case you aren't aware of what that is. So it is $40. Back to the highlighters. I love the size of the pans. I just feel like bigger pans are going to be harder to go through, and you have 6 highlighters here. You're never gonna finish it in this unless this is like the only highlighter palette that you have and you will ever own. And as makeup junkies, we know that is not the thing. We will never finish, you know, a palette like this. So I do want to compare the only other Anastasia palette that I have next to it, because honestly, I did not care for any of the other Anastasia palettes other than the Glow Kit, that Glow. It is gorgeous. This is what it looks like right here. I don't know if this was a limited edition or not, but then you have Nicole's. Now the one for that Glow is the pans are a lot bigger. As you guys can see, you guys can pop them out. That's what those little dents right here are for. You can pop them out and take them with you if you're traveling, put them like in a Z palette or something like that. So I truly love that fact. As you guys can see, Nicole's pans are a little smaller than these, but this palette here is a must-have. It is beautiful. It's just stunning. I just wanted to do a side-by-side, and I know that everything's gonna glare, but just to give you an idea in case you were wondering how big these pans were versus this, because you might have seen this in stores, I definitely recommend this. This is a more softer, subtle highlight. So when I swatched these, I literally just swatched like one little circle like that. And that is what you get. They will not fail you when it comes to pigmentation. They are very, very intense. I've said before in a video that it's very hard for a highlighter to intimidate me because it might be way too much, and I think that these might be on that list now. I think it was Opal by Becca that intimidated me. I have to take it with a very light hand, and when I mean intimidate me, it's not that, oh my god, I'm scared of it. It's just that it's like, whoa, that might be a little too much for my liking, and I gotta take it with a very light hand. So nothing bad about it. So I don't want you guys to take this as a negative thing. This is just how I feel, because I like my highlighters to be a more subtle, more soft, more natural and buildable. So when I applied, I took a Daydream. I actually wore Daydream on my eyes as well, which is this one right here. It's a beautiful peachy color. I took that and I applied it onto my lids, and then I applied some to my cheekbone, and I mean the smallest. I barely even dipped my bristles in it. Then I swiped it across because it's blinding. So there's two types of people in the world, okay? There's the ones that like to shine, which is me, and then there's the ones that like to blind when it comes to highlighting, which is Nicole or I'm Reezy and stuff like that, because they love that pop. They love that glow, like Nikki Tutorials too. And there's nothing wrong with it. Everybody to their own. But I actually applied this and I was like, whoa. I mean, it was very, very bam in your face. Also, what I noticed is that they look a little more wet, which means it could look a little metallic-y. And if you don't like that, keep it in mind that these will give you that finish. This highlighter palette will be bam in your face, and you will be blinding people. They are beautiful to wear on your eyes as well. I've always mentioned using highlighters on your eyes as, you know, as the shadow. And then if they're light colors, they bring a lot of light to your eyes. So I think, let me see how much product actually comes in this. You get 4.5 grams in each one, and I feel like that's a lot of product. I'm telling you, you guys will never go through it. So going through these here, we have Kitty Cat. Kitty Cat is a beautiful pink color, and as you guys can see, it's sideways. You guys can see, I'm looking at my viewfinder, you get that pink color, but then when you turn it to the light, it has that metallic pearl kick to it. And these are all going to have that metallic kick to them. It's going to be like bam. And then you have Forever Young, which is more of like your rosy color. And then you have Daydream, which is more of a peachy color. I think this is my favorite one out of all of them, is Daydream. And then you go down to Forever Lit. Now Forever Lit is a color that you have to be very careful with, because this is not going to be good for anybody with darker skin, because it literally looks stark white. So you have to be very careful. Let me actually swatch it right here. See, look at that versus the other one that I had. That almost has like an iridescent, like purple bluish undertone. Can you guys see that? I just realized that just now. And then we have Glow Getter, which I really, really like. This is where you kind of, I don't know, I think my ring light kind of makes them all look the same. But if I go sideways, you guys can see this one's like more of a gold color. And then you have more of a bronzy, which is the 143. So what I did is I mixed a couple of these, and I actually liked it, but like I said, you barely have to dip your brush in it because the payoff and the finish is intense. So for my liking, these are a little too much for me, but I will use them just with a very, very, and I mean a very light hand, and I will definitely use them on my eyes. Another thing is I hate glitter. That was my main thing when I was working on my palette, is I said no glitter, 0. If I see any specks of glitter, it's a no. And I noticed that some of these have chunks of glitter, which I'm not a fan of, and Daydream is one of the ones that has a lot of glitter. Now, once you take that top layer off, which is like a film, it kind of wears it down a little bit, but do keep that in mind that these do have specks of glitter, and it's the glitter that looks almost like silver whitish. If you hate glitter like myself, these do have some specks of glitter. Not chunky, but it does have glitter. So those are things to keep in mind. Other than that, the palette is beautiful. It's pigmented. I feel like the price is, you know, worth it. You get a lot of product. It's Anastasia, you know, with Nicole. You can't go wrong. But also great for the eyes. So I know that this was like a weird review because I'm kind of in between, but I have to give you my honest opinion on it because I know that not everybody likes to blind. They like to shine, but not blind. So if you guys, you know, are in the light stages, I would tell you guys to take it very, very easy. But if you like to blind people, then girl, get your glow on. Something I've noticed, and I don't know, I might be wrong, but for some odd reason, I feel like Nicole is pregnant. I don't know why. I've seen her, a lot of people are talking crap about her face, you know, being Botox and blah, 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 but I've noticed a glow about Nicole, and it's not her glow kit. I've noticed that, and then there was a Snapchat that went around where I saw a belly, and I hope that if she sees this, she doesn't get pissed off. But hey, I'm a fan, I'm a subscriber, and I think if you are, it's amazing, and congrats, I guess. Another thing that I noticed that she was out for her birthday party a few days ago with Carly. She snapped and Carly snapped, and everybody had drinks in their hand, and you never see Nicole drink. She's been wearing baggy clothes. I've been doing my research because I just feel like she might have a little bun in her oven. If she is, congrats. And Nicole, if you see this, I hope you don't get pissed off. But hey, I'm entitled to my opinion, and I feel like she's with child. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Snapchat, Instagram. All that is always at the one and only Maria. Hit the little bell so you're notified, and of course, subscribe. I love you guys. See you later. Bye.